Let's get it started. Here we go. Here we go. How you doing? Give me your energy. Give me your energy. I need your energy. I need your energy. I need your energy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another edition of This Is Recorded Podcast. We are in this podcast game. We are leaving our troubles behind. We are leaving our sorrows behind. We are leaving everything behind, and we're going to enjoy this podcast. We're going to enjoy this day. We're going to enjoy this life. I just want to bring some energy to the podcast. I want to keep going. I want to keep moving. I don't want to give up, and I don't want you to give up. This is Recorded Podcast. We on right now, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If this YouTube is dropping this Sunday, let me make sure I get the date right before I get beat up the 25th. A special shout out to a young king, Jair, my nephew, man. Happy birthday. Many more to you. Wish I could be there, celebrate with you. We're going to get you your gifts. We're going to do everything. Shout out to everybody celebrating a birthday. My aunt Nigeria. Anybody celebrating a birthday. Anybody just living life, having a good time, enjoying themselves. Shout out to you. Happy birthday. Many more blessings. More life to you. More everything. How are you, man? How are you guys out there? How y'all feeling? How y'all moving? What's going on in your life? I mean, tell me what's going on. Like, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel good? Do you feel energized? We need that energy. We can't just come on here and keep having these same podcasts, no energy. We got to get that energy going. We got to get that positivity going, and we got to keep going. But shout out to everybody that's celebrating a birthday. I got to, shout out to all my young kings, man. They growing in this world. They getting better in this world. They are the future. They are the world. God bless them. God bless everybody. Keep going. Keep making great art. Everybody keep doing good in school. Keep doing sports. Keep doing everything. Young King, man. Some of my favorite moments. That young dude, Jair, loved to dance. He loves it. I remember he used to nay out the room back in the day when the nay was a big thing. That young king, that young brother was something special, man. When he was growing up, he always could dance. He was always special. He lights up a room. He's a smart kid. Everything, man. Shout out to him, man. Happy birthday, many more to you, more life, more blessings, man. Man, we are in a time right now, my favorite time of the year, actually, because that September through January going into New Year's time is my favorite time of year of all. The weather is changing, you got football going on, school started back, when you used to be in school, Christmas coming up, Halloween, Thanksgiving, everything for me, like all the holidays and stuff where everybody could participate and have fun, those are my favorite. I love those. Those are just amazing times. I really enjoy those times in life. The weather's getting cold outside, man. Christmas, of course, is my favorite because everybody gets like a gift or something like that for those who celebrate. It's just a really good time, man. So I just love this time of year. I hope you love this time of year too. Usually, some really good albums. Thanksgiving and Christmas, some really good movies. It's just a great time in life. Around this time, man. And I hope everybody's enjoying it, man. This is Recorded Podcast. We here to motivate. We here to keep y'all going. We here to just, bring the people, some hope, some joy, some positivity, because it's just so much negativity that's out there right now. And you could fall victim to it, or not even just negativity, a part of feeling lost in life. Like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what I'm doing here. A lot of people fall victim to that. So, I'm just here to tell you, don't fall victim to that, man. Just have a good time, enjoy. Speaking of enjoying and having a good time and having jokes, man, this shirt right here, I love Venom, man. I love Venom. Maybe we'll make that a new thing. You've probably seen this shirt before. What is your favorite piece of clothing or something? We call this a Dr. Pepper shirt. Give you a backstory on that. My father-in-law, man, he had this Dr. Pepper shirt, and we always used to see him in it. And then we noticed that everybody has a certain shirt or certain shoes or certain things that they always wear. So I would love to know if you watching the live YouTube right now, put in what's your favorite article of clothing you wearing all the time. That will be your Dr. Pepper shirt. My wife, we always crack on her. She got on a bonnet. Everybody has their own. She has a Jurassic Park shirt she wears all the time. But I think for older people watch people like myself, what it is comfort. And what it is that anything that feels comfort, you're gonna just wear this thing over and over and over. When you get older, it ain't like you see kids, they be freezing, but they love their outfit, or the shoes ain't really that comfortable, but they gonna wear them to these different places. When you're younger, it's more about fashion, but when you're older, it's a little bit about fashion. Like you want to look decent in it, but it's more about comfort. So, what is your Dr. Pepper shirt? This Venom shirt, I love Venom. It's very comfortable. So that's definitely one for me. I would love to know what's yours, man. Tell us in the comments. If you're on the podcast apps, leave us in the comments. If you're on YouTube, leave it in the comments, man. That is just hilarious when we see somebody that always wears a certain thing. This Liquid Death hat, too, also is getting some work because it's very comfortable. So what is it for you that you wear all the time that you love and you're not ashamed of, like myself? What is it? What is it? What is it, man? What is it about, too, man? There's something special about great groups and great people, man. And Outcast, I wanted to talk about because I was just watching Idlewild, great movie of Outcast that they starred in, and it was a story that they just put together, and their minds was just totally different. Their minds was just out there and about being yourself. I heard a story about Andre 3000 that one day he just came in with some wild outfit, back when, if you look at some of his earlier videos, Southern Playlistic Cadillac Funky Music, yes, that is all one word. He was wearing, the typical stuff like everybody else. He was wearing like a jersey or a hat or dressing regular, but one day he came in and he had on a wild outfit and he said, look, I'm going to do this. They're going to accept it, me being myself, or they're not going to accept it. They're going to clown me forever. But either way, I want to go out being myself. And that's what started the different outfits of Andre 3000 and him just being himself. And what sparked a life of everybody being themselves. It's kind of sad that we live in this era, we live in this time where nobody really knows who they are. Nobody knows how to be themselves. Everybody's trying to find themselves. And a lot of people are scared to be themselves. Like I think about, I've had a revelation over the years too. I said, well, a lot of young dudes, when, if they're gay or something like that, it's like, hey, why don't they just come out? But the thing is, it's hard to be yourself. It's hard. You feel like you might lose some loved ones, your favorite uncle, your dad, anybody might not want to be bothered with you because they don't like stuff like that. But, Andre 3000 is that man that came out and said, look, I'm going to be myself no matter what anybody says of me, no matter how anybody feels of me. And I encourage everybody to be themselves, 100% you. I mean, obviously, you don't want to, as long as you're not hurting nobody. If you're not hurting nobody, you need to be 110% yourself and, accept that and be you. But I also understand for the people out there that's difficult, that it's not that easy. It's way easier said than done just to jump out and be you and what you really into and stuff like that. But I definitely love this era and this generation that a lot of people are being themselves. But that movie Idlewild, if you have Stars, go check it out on Stars. Or if you you got a Fire Stick or something, check out Idlewild. Beautiful movie, has beautiful music in it. Paula Patton got some stars. Patti LaBelle is in it. A lot of people are in it, and it's just a great movie that is just them being themselves. And it wasn't, I think it was just like an HBO premiere kind of movie, but it was a very good movie that just really, really was amazing. And those guys are true artists, and those guys just be themselves. And what you love about the group of Outcasts, it was never no drama with them, I Like the Way You Move by Big Boy. He said, ain't no breakups. My boy went to do a little bit of acting. He went to do his thing. He wanted to branch off. And Andre 3000 today walks around with a flute and he wears overalls and he just be himself, man. And a lot of us just could really benefit off of being ourselves. It's a lot of, rappers are getting killed now and stuff like that. And they feel like I got to have this persona and this and that. But it's just like, man, just be yourself. And I think people really weed out the real from the fake, and I think people really love when you be yourself. I'm sorry, this is me being very unprofessional with my ESPN buzzers. But the no drama with them, they're still friends to this day. I see Andre at Big Boy's son some of his games, and they go fishing and things together. It just seemed like even if they did have problems, we never knew about them. We never heard about them. They handle it professionally, and that's the way a lot of us should do things. If we have disagreements, we have different problems with people that we blew up with, we go out. You see Jesus and Mero break up. People, especially in groups, they're gonna break up. I mean, eventually they're gonna just go their own separate ways. They're gonna just move on. That's gonna be that. But it's a way you can do it, and the way to do it is privately and be good terms with your people and just love. And I mean, I just love Outcast for being themselves. Shout out to Big Boy. Amazing part. He is Outcast. It's a group. It's not just Andre 3000. Andre 3000 gets a lot of love, but Big Boy is makes just the same contribution. His rapping skills is amazing, and it's just great, man. Shout out to Outcast. Outcast, we love you. Man, I didn't listen to a lot of their older music, but I love Rosa Parks and stuff like that. But their last album, I really, really loved their last album. So that was my real big introduction because I was a teenager and stuff. They came out early, early, early when I was young, super young. When I wasn't even 10 yet. I think they debuted. So, but I just love the way they move, pun intended. But also, man, I just wanted to be transparent. I try to get the funny, the cool stuff, and then later on, I try to be a little bit deeper. For anybody out there like myself, man, that you go through setbacks and you go through different things in your personal life, and you kind of want to give up on your dreams and your aspirations. And I finished the book, The Alchemist, and it talks about, for any entrepreneur, it's a great book because it talks about the different setbacks and the different things you're going to go through while building on your dreams. But it seems like the main point, not to give the book away, keep believing in your dreams, keep believing in yourself. Anything is possible. And what I keep hearing, this recurring thing, is that you're gonna run low. I always think about, it could be a stupid picture or it could be real, of like, it's a guy digging with a gold mine and he's going real fast, and he's almost gonna get to it. He's gonna keep chipping away with his pick until you get to the diamond. And then you got a guy, he probably got two more hits away, and the diamond would be right there. And that's for a lot of us. For me, it's hard to think of ideas to keep different things going, but I really love this. Like, I always wondered in my life, like, dang, I don't really have no great skill. I like basketball, I'm not that great at it. I like music, I'm not that great at rapping or making beats. What am I good at? And one thing I'm good at is talking to people and just talking at people with this podcast and different things. It's amazing, family, little dude told me, like, hey man, I love the ones in you by yourself and stuff like that. It's inspirational, it got some game in it. Like, don't worry, keep going. And the numbers have shown me slowly that it is that. But the numbers also show me, man, if I could keep going, if I can make this better, if I really take the time out, in life, comfort, I heard, where comfort zones is where dreams go to die. And I fall victim to that because, I'm blessed to be in a good position financially where, like, hey, I could live like this the rest of my life and do this little job a couple days. Me and my wife do it. But that's not what I want. I want pure freedom. I want to go further. I want more. But in order to get more, I have to push harder. I have to stay motivated. I have to do things like doing this podcast when I'm feeling low on inspiration or things ain't going right. The Apple podcast wasn't working a couple weeks ago. It's like, do you give up? I mean, hey man, it's giving you many signs to give up. But the book, The Alchemist, the different pick thing that I told you about, I don't want to give up. But I'm telling you, I could feel the drainness of, like, man, what are you doing? Like, it's not that many people listening. It's not that many people who care. I got that ice pick, man. I'm a couple away. I just got to keep going, man. I just got to keep going, man. Just like, shout out to Lil Duke again. He has like this 30-day grind where for 30 days you set out a list of things you want to do for 30 days. So October 1st, I want to start working on that. And so it's like, for me, maybe it'll be really work out 3 times a week, no fried food, only a real sweet treats and stuff once a week. Making my brand better and really spending some time and some hours really working and practicing video editing and podcast setup and doing different things like that. Maybe that's that, but I want to get that and I want to encourage you guys as well. Maybe you could share it on the next podcast. What'll be, I'll write out a list of my October 30-day grind. And I think with most people, 30 days is what it takes to make a habit. So if we continue to keep doing these things, we could turn these things into a habit. So I'll tell you guys my 30-day grind. Next podcast, man, it'll drop. So let me know what'll be your 30 days, what you're going to try to do, what you're going to try to get accomplished. But, there will be setbacks in life. There will be reasons to quit in life, but it's really up to you whether you're going to quit or whether you're going to keep going. And as for me right now, man, I see no other way. I think a lot of loss in my life has taught me a lot about to keep going and to motivate because life doesn't stop for nobody. Life can hit you as hard as hell in your gut. You could lose somebody this week and lose somebody else the next week. And you feel like, well, when is it gonna stop? It's not gonna stop. The bills are not gonna stop coming in. The problems are not gonna stop. So it really is like, really pulls at your heartstrings and pulls at your soul and figures it out. Like, hey, who are you? Who is Reggie? What is this? This is recorded thing. Is it going to go anywhere? Is it going to do anything? You know, you're really going to find that out. And that's what I'm finding now. I got that gut check time. Like, hey, man, what you going to do? Because it's getting a little rough. You should just quit. You could always just work this little job. But I want this, man. I want it so bad. I want it so bad. I want it so bad. And I hope and to encourage the people out there that want it so bad, don't give up, man. To the skis, to make the music, my brother G Merrick, my Aunt Rise, my mom does different things. Like everybody, like I'm talking to you and I'm talking to me. Don't give up. We got this, y'all. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this rocking. Let's just stay motivated. Let's motivate each other and believe in ourselves, man. We can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you. Come on, man. We can do it. We can do it. We can keep this going, man. Also, I don't like to talk about current things and escape, but if it's something that's meaningful, it means a lot. I talk about it. On the Breakfast Club, a singer named Ari Lennox was just on, and they were talking about different things in life and therapy and different things. And she talked about her relationship with her dad and how it's not where it needs to be, or how they don't even speak right now. And it really made her sad because they were talking and they was like, did your parents tell you like singing was stupid, you really shouldn't do it? She was like, no, my dad really encouraged me, and it really broke her down that, from the looks of things, it seemed like maybe after she got on or financially, things started getting weird with her dad or something like that. So now, they don't talk and it really hurt her. And she said maybe daddy issues play a role in her relationship issues because a lot of her songs about relationships and they don't really go too well and things like that. So she just was really broken up about that. And, they had to, give her a second and they had to talk back. And I want to, encourage all of us that, like, as for me in my situation, my dad or my parents or whatever it is, I believe that, all parents in general are people. They make mistakes. They have issues. They have their own past life. They have their own traumas that we know nothing about. And they may never give you the relationship, or you may never have the relationship that you truly want with them, or whether it's family or something like that, brother, sister, whatever. But as long as y'all can get to a place of some decencies, to become somewhat friends, to have a cordial relationship, where basically bottom line is what I'm saying. You want to get to a point when each of these people, the child or the parents, take their last breath, you had a place of peace. It wasn't no real beef. It wasn't no real issues. It was just a place of peace. I encourage everybody to get to that place of peace. And that place of peace may not be exactly what you think it should be, but it's just is what it is. It's peace, on both sides, on all sides. Everybody try to make those relationships work. Try to reach that place of peace. And it's hard because some parents and some people are just hard-headed. They want their own, they think their own way. You can't change their mind. They feel like I brought you in this world. You can't repay it, this, that. But everybody has to realize we all have our own feelings. We all have our own issues. And that's on all sides, the parent side, the kid side. Everybody has their own things, but you just want to really get to that place of peace. I encourage everybody. Right now, both my parents, I'm in a good, loving place of peace. And it feels good because it wasn't always like that, but I'm here now. So I encourage everybody to really get to that place of peace within, because you only hurt yourself when you feel like I'm not going to talk to them. I don't care about them, because if they were to pass or something like that, you would be distraught. And being petty or being combative and going back and forth is not going to help anybody. It's only going to hurt us. So I encourage everybody to really get to that place of peace, and I really want to let you guys know too that surrendering, complete surrender. They say, like, in religious, like, I lay my life down to the Lord, or different things. And it doesn't have to be on a religious base, but it has to be on a real base and on a real front, that all of us have to get to a place of surrender, because that's where we find true freedom. When you surrender and say, look, I'm done fighting, I'm done arguing, I'm done with all that. I'm going to keep working, I'm going to keep grinding, and my life is going to be my life. I surrender that, hey, if I just keep working and doing my thing, I'll get better eventually, and life is going to be what it is. But when you're fighting against something, or you just feel like, I'm going to be stubborn, like I said about the relationships or whatever, it's always going to be a problem. But when you surrender, my bigger point is, I know you're like, what the hell is he talking about? My bigger point is that in life, right, when you surrender that I'm not in control of anything, it gives you a place of peace. It gives you a place in your mind and in your heart and in your soul that, hey, I'm not in control. And I understand that, and I'm cool with that. So I'm just going to live this life. I'm going to live this life to the fullest. I'm going to live this life to the best of my abilities, and I'm going to live this life for me. I really been digging a lot lately. A lot of people have been saying, like, hey, like Snoop Dogg, when he did his walk on when he got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, he said, I really want to thank me. And I think a lot of you, hey, you got to thank you. I'm going to big myself up for a minute, if you don't mind. This podcast just started as something, and I just thought it would be cool, and I wanted to do it, and it started out in October of 18, if you look back. That was our first, like, official podcast drop and everything. And, we talked about Kevin Hart, and I, have been doing it off and on, and I've been trying to figure out where I wanted to go and what I wanted to be, and I just kept at it, man. And lately I surrendered that, like, look, you can't be guest based, you can't be this, you can't be that. You want to be motivational, you want to be this, you want to be that. You just have to surrender that, like, hey, no matter how long it takes, I'm going to keep grinding, I'm going to keep making it happen. And I'm going to keep getting better. And that's what you have to do, man. Even right now, I'm so glad I did this podcast today. It's late at night. I got every reason not to do it, but I did it, man. And it feels great, because it's like, hey, I could have gave up. I could have said, nah, forget about it. Maybe I should just tell them I'm tired. I ain't got nothing to talk about. But I believe I got something to talk about. And what I talk about is motivating the people, man. I think the people need it. I think a few people look forward to it every week. And I want to just encourage all of you, man, to just be happy. I said I bought Lucille. Shout out to my Aunt Ra. She knew that the bat name was Lucille. And I just really, man, I really talking to myself, but talking to you. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep grinding it out. And let's make it pretty, man. Let's enjoy it, man. I got little note cards doing different things, man. I sing to myself. I motivate myself. I keep myself going. And I keep myself going too, like, hey, no matter what, I'm going to do this. And I talked to my wife. I said, all those things that we talk about, we want to do. We want to go to New York during Christmas time. We want to go to this fair. We want to do certain things. We want to get a fence. I'm like, lately, let's do it. Because the realest thing, and I keep going over and over on this podcast, is that we have zero control over when we leave this earth. So while we're here, let's do everything in our power and do everything possible that we live this life, we enjoyed this life, and we have no regrets when that last breath. I said that, I thought it was stupid, but it felt good, man. I said, make our last breath our best breath. It's because it's like, look, man, hey, the clock ran out on this thing called life as we know it right here in this body, in this form, but I did everything I wanted to do. You know, maybe I missed out on a few things, but for the most part, I did everything I wanted to do. Let's get an A plus on our life. Bars, man, bars. Let's get an A plus in life. The best grade you should get, the hardest grade, because life is definitely a test. Life is a test. So if you could pass this test called life with an A plus, you did your thing, you made it, you are great, you're a human, you have ups, you have downs, you have pitfalls. Go read The Alchemist. I promise you, if there's somebody watching or listening to this right now, if you in the comments, if you could send a DM or if you want to put it straight out because you just want it, I will send you The Alchemist to you. I will get in contact with you. I will send you The Alchemist. Leave it, hey, somehow, some way. I mean, I could send a lot of them. We could talk about it, but I will send you because I want people to be the best them. I will send you The Alchemist from my black people that really believe in themselves, or anybody that wants to read the story, autobiography of Malcolm X. I will send it to you. I want to uplift my people, black people. I want to uplift the world, and I want us all to get an A plus in this thing called life. I speak that into existence, and this is recorded.